Americans, what do you think of Senator John Kennedy's proposal to take away Congress's pay during government shutdowns? I like Lankford's solution better. The government remains open regardless of the vote, and no congressman or senator may leave Congress until a deal gets done on the funding level and without pay. So the only people facing any real pain are the people responsible. I don't understand how this isn't already what happens. This is an emergency. Why are they allowed to leave during an emergency? Imagine anyone else trying to leave during an emergency. This bushfire has consumed half the state, but I have a 3-day weekend coming up, so See, this is a true solution. Basically, provide them with a healthy, balanced breakfast, lunch, and supper, along with medications, food, and water. There are bathrooms around, and if not already, there should be showers. They all get everything they need while they ponder different ways to come to a decision. None of them should be allowed to leave the premises unless it's a medical emergency. That's what they signed up for when they agreed to represent the people. I can foresee a problem with this. Some of these members of Congress are billionaires. What do they care if their pay gets yanked? $100,000 a year is a drop in the bucket for them. It's strictly performative. He knows it will never pass. Plus, they make way more money through, quote, unofficial means. This here is the real issue. It's a meaningless gesture. Very few congresspeople make a majority of their wealth through their congressional salary, and that's probably a problem, or a whole host of problems, that we should tackle first if we want a policy like that which he's proposed to actually mean anything. Maybe they should have their ability to be reelected taken away, and/or their lifetime pension and insurance. Not nearly as effective as locking them all into a room with walls slowly closing in until they finally come to an agreement. Either that, or we get a new Congress. It's all grandstanding. You want to make an impact? Any congressperson who leaves without passing a budget or actively refuses to work together to pass a bill is ineligible for re-election and removed from all committees for the remainder of their term. Any House majority or minority speaker that hinders or interferes with Congress's ability to work on a bill will be immediately removed from their position. Any attempt to bypass or bend these rules will result in an investigation of the member, to include financial contributions and review of all electronic communications which have been used to conduct official business. It only punishes members that aren't independently wealthy, and those tend to be the ones on the right side of history. If there's a government shutdown and you don't show up all day every day to try to get it resolved, you should be ineligible for re-election. Pay is irrelevant for them. You have to fight it by removing them from power. If there's a government shutdown and you don't show up all day every day to try to get it resolved, you should be ineligible for re-election. That one would require a constitutional amendment. Not punitive enough. If they fail this basic responsibility, it should trigger snap elections. Then 100% of their income will be bribes and insider trading, rather than only 95%. Performative nonsense. No, pay them, but don't allow them to leave chambers until they have a deal. If you don't pay them, then only the richest, greediest, slimiest, most entwined with dark money and insider trading Republican congresspeople will be able to afford to be in Congress. And they know this. It sounds good only to Republican voters who are incapable of critical thought processes. It's supposed to provoke a reaction. We're supposed to say, yeah, don't pay them either, without further consideration of the consequences. Please don't fall for their stuff. Political posturing. He knows it only hurts a select few. Most congressional senators and representatives are worth millions. Counterproductive and performative. Many in Congress are wealthy and don't need the paycheck. The ones who do need their paycheck typically represent people and not the ultra-wealthy. So this would only hurt the general population and benefit the wealthy even more. Would have no effect. They quickly become very wealthy once they get into office. Exactly. We don't need them to lose their pay. We need a clause that makes them lose their jobs if they can't get the government running again. You have 30 days to reopen the government. If you don't reopen it at that time, instant special elections are triggered for every Congress member to keep their positions or be ousted for somebody who will actually do the job. If an employee of any other job in the world just refused to work for a month, they would be fired on the spot. If we have to keep working, so do they. Wrong. It would have an effect on new blood, the exact people we want to feel empowered, the people who are eager for change and improvement. It's a bad idea. It's theater. That's the problem that actually needs to be fixed. Man worth $12 million is willing to forego his modest salary. Sorry, but no congressman should stay paid. This only punishes the handful of working-class congressmen we actually have, and makes it harder and less likely that regular folks can do these jobs. Most countries have immediate re-elections for all new people if you can't pass a budget, and the current budget extends. I vote for this. I think a shutdown should trigger special elections. I fundamentally disagree with taking away congressional pay during a shutdown. What happens when one party, full of individually wealthy politicians or politicians who get favors from wealthy donors, shuts the government down against an opposition party, with politicians who actually rely on their paycheck to continue serving in office? Now you've created an incentive that can literally drive opposition out of office. Opposition far more likely to be on the side of the working class. How about dissolving the government so a new one can form? One that will govern. Posturing. They should ban government officials from stock trading instead. Yeah, it's just a show for the little people. Most senators are wealthy, and their wealth doesn't come from their government salaries. Government jobs, maybe, but not their salaries. It could hurt some representatives, though. How about switching the congressional health plan to one that everyone can get? A shutdown should trigger an immediate election for all their positions. Other countries do this. It's a malicious idea. The goal is to ensure that only the wealthiest members of Congress can effectively govern, while the rest have to make decisions arising from desperation that opens them up to being taken advantage of. Dispose of this idea. Kennedy is worth around $20 million, so not getting a paycheck wouldn't affect him. It's performative and empty symbolism. For the few who actually depend on the income, it would just require shuffling some campaign money and loans around, or accepting a speaker's fee to make an appearance at a think tank dinner and make a month's salary in an evening. But I commend the commitment to the performance. They should make sure that no congressional staff or support get paid either. Make them look their employees in the eye and tell them that they're not getting a paycheck either. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. It really helps. Subscribe for more and tap the bell so you don't miss the next one.